Hey everybody, so Polaroid gave us some really awesome news the other day, and that is that the Polaroid Go is coming out. Now, what is the Polaroid Go? It is not, thankfully, another digital version of the Polaroid. Instead, it's a miniature version of the Polaroid. Now, we're going to talk about why you would even want that, and why everybody's kind of hyped up about this, because it is a pretty big deal. First of all, this is what the Polaroid Now looks like. Now, the Polaroid Now is very reasonably priced. It's around $99, around $100 just about everywhere. And I will put a link in the description to where you can pick up one of these, or to where you can pick up the Polaroid Go if you're interested in pre-ordering or ordering one of those, depending on when you watch this video. So the Polaroid Now is not just massive. So you might be asking yourself, why would you want a smaller version of the Polaroid Now if the Polaroid Now is reasonably priced? The reason I think most people would want that smaller version is because you can't just put this in a pocket, you can't just put this in a bag. It's not the easiest thing to carry around everywhere. It's not just huge, but the form factor makes it to where it's not just something that you can slide into a pocket. The Polaroid Go is supposed to be significantly smaller than this device, but it's only supposed to take about an inch away from the photos that it develops. So that's going to be a pretty impressive feat if they can actually accomplish that, and I can't wait to get my hands on one and review it. These things were announced the other day, and I immediately pre-ordered one so that I can do a full review for you guys, and depending on when you watch this video, I may already have that review up. So make sure you're subscribed if you love film cameras, because I talk about those a lot on this channel. They were smart enough to keep the original design of the Polaroid, and they went with just a white color that you can pre-order. Right now there are no colors that you can pre-order, like different types of bodies for the camera. But that's okay, because they stuck with the original for this new product launch, and I think that's a really smart thing to do. So the reason that you might want the Polaroid Go, one, the size. Definitely the size is like a huge factor in this, but also it allows you to be a little bit more creative with some of your photos. So you have to plan out a little bit more your subjects and where they're at in the photo, because you're not having as much space to work with. Technically, you're still gonna have that square format and capture hopefully whatever's in your viewfinder, but you have to keep in mind that the photos are going to be smaller, so you may want to be closer to your subject, whereas you can take a little bit further away photos with the Polaroid Now. Here's the big kicker though, the Polaroid Go is going to be the same price as the Polaroid Now. So you might be asking yourself, why would you pay the same price for a camera that's smaller than the Polaroid Now? Well, quite simply, the answer is the Polaroid Now is going to offer cheaper film. The film is only going to be about $10 a pack, which is quite a bit cheaper than the Polaroid Now film, and it's supposed to use that same amazing Polaroid formula that gives us the photos that we know and love from these Polaroid cameras. So you're still going to get those really cool vintage looking photos, but in a much smaller form factor that you can actually carry with you just about everywhere. And I can't wait to do a comparison in the size of the Polaroid Now and the Polaroid Go, as well as the Polaroid Now and the Polaroid Go photos, to show you exactly how much of a difference it is, because I can talk to you about numbers and sizes of these things all day long, but until you actually see them compared side by side, I know it's a completely different thing, especially if you're deciding on your first film camera. If this is not your first film camera, then you already know that the Polaroid Go is offering something that has not been available to Polaroid users ever in history. Polaroid has attempted to do smaller form factors in the past by giving us the Polaroid paper that's like a sticker backing, and I'm not a fan of that, especially if you're going for a photo that looks more vintage and analog, and that really is more analog. The cameras that offer the sticker-backed paper usually have some type of digital component involved, and personally I'm more into the analog aspect of it than anything else. As you can tell, I'm really excited about this because we've waited for a really long time for Polaroid to do something like this. Instax did it, and they have a miniature version that you can get, but Polaroid is the look that a lot of people are going for. If you want your photos to be crisp and clear and clean and all of that, then yeah, the Instax probably can't be beat in that area. But if you want your photos to have a really artistic, vintage, analog look, you gotta go with Polaroid, because they're the only ones at the moment who seem to be caring about that in terms of instant photography. Be sure to check out my reviews on the Polaroid Now and my videos that I've got showing you the pictures that this one can take. I have lots of videos on the Polaroid Now as well as other Polaroid cameras, so be sure to check those out on my channel. And don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss any more Polaroid related videos in the future. I cannot wait to talk more to you about the Polaroid Go and to show you its features. But for right now, keep living the analog lifestyle, and I'll see you guys later.